On bustling, windy streets crowded with the daily struggles of life, no one bothered to look down. Not a single passerby cared for those fragile, innocent souls whimpering in the corners from hunger, until Ahmed came along. A young boy who carried a heart brighter than gold, sharing his bread with the stray dogs and offering them the tenderness that others had denied them. It wasn't just a passing affection. It was a passion that grew with him day after day. With features filled with ambition, the young university graduate stood before his father, holding the blueprints for an unusual project. It's my dream, Abdu. Al-Montazir Dog Farm. A place where we can care for these souls and build a future out of it. With love and dedication, the paper turned into reality. The farm was established in Uzum, becoming a sanctuary for premium breeds like the German Shepherd. For Ahmed, it was never just a business, but a haven where the highest meanings of mercy overflowed. A place where he would bring in stray dogs just to protect them from the cruelty of the night. On the other side of the city, in a dark alley reeking of toxic substances, the threads of evil gathered. 4 young men whose minds had been erased and whose humanity had been stripped away by drugs. One of them whispers with the agonizing ache of addiction, "The powder is running low, boys. And we're running out of phones to swipe from passers-by on the ring road to satisfy the craving of our high." Suddenly, the phone screen lights up with Ahmed's face as he showcases his rare dogs and their high prices. Greed flashes in their hollow eyes. "Steal dogs? You're crazy," one of them says. Their leader, Mustafa Maghari, answers him, "No, it's the heist of a lifetime. The chain around that dog's neck will make us rich and secure our high for weeks." Behind the gates, with trembling feet and minds polluted by heroin, they sneaked under the cover of darkness. They stood behind the gates of Al-Montazir Farm, staring with dread and greed at the chained target inside. There, behind the iron gate, evil was beginning to take shape in its ugliest form. Total silence envelops the area before it is pierced by the dim headlights of a creeping car, approaching slowly toward the farm walls. The shadows move with calculated stealth, and time passes heavily, as if nature itself is warning of what is to come. Ali Harika looks at his watch, his heart trembling with fear. It's 12:05. "Are you sure the owner is asleep, boss?" Maghari answers him coldly, "Yes, the plan must work tonight." There is no turning back. They slipped in with calculated stealth, scaling the high wall while the cresting dogs inside stood alert. But the frantic barking of the dogs shattered the silence of the night. In his small room, Ahmed suddenly awoke. He turned in absolute dread, clutching his flashlight as he whispered with a racing heartbeat, "Wait. What was that sound outside?" Ahmed stepped out bravely to defend his dream, shouting into the encroaching shadows, "What are you doing here? Get out!" But he found himself cornered by bodies that no longer possessed anything human but their frame, monsters driven by an insatiable urge to feed their addiction. They had no intention of backing down, for the powder knows no mercy. "I need this. I'll do anything for this," the killer screamed, raising his blade. Ahmed fell to the ground, bleeding, begging them to leave him alive and take whatever they wanted. But their hearts had already died years before. In a savage frenzy of drug-fueled madness, they unleashed their blades upon his defenseless body. Stab after stab, the sounds of calculated brutality tore through the quiet night. 54 stabs and calculated cruelty ended the life of the good young man in a scene that shames humanity. They snatched the German Shepherd and fled fast, leaving behind a pool of innocent blood. The morning sun rose, bringing with it a devastating shock. The father, Montazir, entered the farm looking for his son who had stopped answering the phone. His chest tightened when he saw the gates broken, freezing in his tracks as he cried out at the top of his lungs, "Ahmed! My son is not here. Oh, my son!" He found him lying there, a lifeless body. The security forces arrived, and detectives began inspecting the crime scene. From behind his magnifying glass, a sharp-eyed investigator picked up a slender thread, an unusual tire tread mark outside that did not belong to any vehicle frequenting the area. He muttered to himself with certainty, "This is the thread. From here, the end begins." As for the killers, the earth grew narrow around them. The stolen dog had become a curse, exposing them instead of making them rich. In a back alley, they dared to offer the dog for a dangerous trade. "The beast is strong. And tell your buyer the chain is extra." They did not know that the eyes of justice were tracking them swiftly from the shadows, and that the trap of capture had tightened completely around their necks. The sound of the police busting through shattered the silence of the culprit's lair. One of them screamed in terror. "Rats! It's the cops! Game over, you snakes!" The vipers fell one by one behind bars, and the ugly truth of their betrayal was exposed, including the horrifying confession of how they slaughtered the dog to hide the evidence. The detective confronted them with the undeniable proof their leader had left behind at his house, the dog's iron chain. "This simple chain, it wasn't for the dog, it was for you." Terror seized the killer's heart as he whispered, completely stunned, "And no. Where did you get that?" The culprits stood humiliated inside the cage of the accused in their white uniforms. A venerable judge took the bench and delivered a verdict that shook the courtroom. The court sentences Mustafa Saeed, Maghari, to death by hanging, and life imprisonment and hard labor for the rest, for the sin against innocence. The curtain falls, and in the quiet sky above the farm, Ahmed's luminous spirit appears, gently stroking the head of his loyal dog. Ahmed has left our world, but his good soul lives on, resting in peace in an eternal realm that knows no betrayal. As destiny proclaims its final word, retribution is complete. Justice is served.